All right, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. King of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado. It is time for even more non-stop tournament action going on here. I'm Crackety, joined with Beal, of course. You already know him from the previous set. And yeah, what an amazing set that we've got going on here right now. That's about to be upcoming. MarineLorD versus MSN. So the Lord, the champion, MarineLorD, out here now in Denver, Colorado, up against MSN. This is like, MSN's like 16 years old.
It's pretty wild coming out here, being able, he's out here with his dad, flying out to the U.S. to compete at what could potentially be an S-tier tournament in person. Got a tough matchup in the first round here, but I'm hoping to see something really exciting out of him, see a strong fight from him.
Yeah, I mean, MSN, he's known to be a player that, it's always like head against the wall. He will do non-stop aggression all in, all the way. MarineLorD, this is where like the gameplay starts kind of crash. Like MarineLorD's a very controlled, I want to say like very good at defensive play kind of player. So MSN, with his approach, could be that he's either like hitting against the wall here, or maybe this is going to be like the situation that he's been waiting for, where his playstyle might be enough to like crack MarineLorD.
Yeah, I think he's going to be out there looking for just any breaks, anything that he can force open to take the advantage. It is going to be a tricky road, but it could be exciting if MSN is able to take a game or two, or even maybe one of the most wild upsets if we see that here.
Yeah, we have to take into account, like, nerfs always play a pretty big role at a LAN tournament, especially, like, out in the States, in the United States of America, very far from home for MSN, who's originally from Denmark. And MarineLorD, he's a very seasoned veteran player at this point in time. Like, he's had his fair share of tournaments, LAN tournaments, and whatsoever, even in, like, very foreign countries to him. So there's probably not a big factor for MarineLorD. MSN, this is, like, his chance to, like, dive even deeper into the tournament scene and like get a feel for that. And you never know, like some players, they can really like play in a way where you wouldn't even know that they're at a LAN, where they're like just immediately unlocking their peak performance. And yeah, he's at a young age, so maybe we can see something like that manifesting here. Game number one, we're going to be moving over to Dry Arabia. It's going to be the Byzantines from MarineLorD here up against the Ayyubids from MSN. And Ayyubids, that's a civilization that MSN is very familiar with.
That is a comfort pick for sure. That is the civ that I do associate with MSN. Bringing it out round one here, trying to get some momentum going early on in the series.
Byzantines, of course, very strong as a civilization. Olive oil, a feared resource in the game. Those mercenaries, once they do make their way out on the map, they're a pretty big threat. The issue always is, like, it is very difficult to replenish mercenaries once you do take them down. But they do come up in these big batches of units, so it's going to be very difficult to get, like, a great timing up against the Byzantines, just because they get so many units out relatively early. Looking at the head-to-head here, MSN, of course, as a young player, he hasn't had too many chances to face off against a player like MarineLorD, so only encounter so far in the EGC Master Summer. MarineLorD did win that one 2-0 there, but to be fair, like, there's still a lot of space there, a lot of room for MSN to fill out the chart here and maybe, get a map of MarineLorD as well, maybe even a series.
That would be great. Yeah, I mean, just see 2 games up there, but there's a lot of road still left for MSN in his career, just starting out here. And he's been improving. He's been performing so much better, it seems, month after month. And now he's really making a name for himself in Denver, able to participate here live at this LAN.
Indeed. I mean, this is just also my first time in the States here, I gotta say. And oh man, I'm thoroughly enjoying the United States here so far. I mean, Denver is obviously like just a small part of the United States as a whole, but so far I've been very much enjoying the event so far. And here we have our 2 player cameras at the moment. Players just getting ready, setting themselves up here at the venue.
Just getting ready to lock in for the first game here. Were you with the crew that went to the Texas Roadhouse last night? Were you able to?
I was not. We went to
Okay.
TJ's.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know we had King of the Rockies last year, kind of a tradition to take some of the Europeans out to the Texas Roadhouse, and
I've heard great things.
culture shock a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely like heard great things about Texas Roadhouse. The people so far they've told me stories about like people like going on like a saddle and they're like, oh yeehaw, and so
Yeah,
it definitely
you might be seeing
portrays
some
an
of that.
image.
Yeah, it is. It's a very silly place. Very, very American.
As long as everybody's having fun.
Yes, of course.
All right.
We're just waiting for MarineLorD to retake his position here, back at
Mhm.
the desk.
It's important like for these players to like just take their time, get familiar with the environment, and in order to just be able to unlock your full performance, of course, you really want to be like settled in, comfortable, and only then are you really going to be able to give it your all. And that's MarineLorD, as we mentioned, veteran player. He knows that that is so important. So yeah.
Yeah, taking that time. It is so weird. We do have so many like LAN PCs,
Mm.
and last year and this year when I've sat down to play AoE, it's like, oh, there's a little readjustment, new setup, new keyboard, new mouse, stuff I'm not used to.
Mm.
These guys bringing their own equipment, I think in a lot of cases, but still just position, being
Yeah.
on stage, having an audience in front of you, being in one environment, not just your home.
It's always cool, like when you're interacting with the players and you're just like chatting over, like for example, hardware. Oh, what's your favorite mouse? What's your favorite mouse? What mouse is that you're using? And like everybody just kind of like comparing. Also, something that's always interesting. We have a lot of players, of course, with unique gameplay stances and the way they position their mouse, the way they position their keyboard. I think MarineLorD is also one of the players that has a little bit more of original, I want to say, like keyboard layout where he has like this mouse in parallel to the keyboard.
Oh my
So
goodness.
he's like typing over here and has like the mouse in like completely 90-degree angle to the keyboard. It's kind of wild when you think about it. Like
That's crazy.
that's not how I would play.
Yeah. The next set that he's in, if I'm not commentating, I'm gonna get right in the front row and watch him with that setup. It's pretty nuts.
Hmm.
Well, while we're hanging out here, waiting for the next game to kick off, do want to say we do have a link to donate directly to the prize pool. We're making one final push, try to get ourselves to S tier. The Match Arena link should be in the Twitch chat. You visit that. If you're able to donate, that money goes into the prize pool. If we're able to push past $20,000, I think we meet all the qualifications to have an S tier tournament, which would be crazy.
If you're in the Denver area as well, you can also just come by, say hello, and we also do have some merch that you're also able to pick off immediately right here. So that's definitely cool. If you want to have like a hoodie with the King of the Rockies logo, you can get it right here immediately.
Yeah, we've got a pretty good supply here. But seriously, if you're in the Denver area, if you're even in this region, we got games going on for the rest of the day. We got Saturday, Sunday wrapping things up. Come on out. It's a whole bunch of fun.
Gonna give it 3 Michelin stars. It's definitely worth a trip.
100%. 100%.
Looking at the set here overall that we got here with the draft, looking at MSN civilizations, the ones that he picked and the ones that MarineLorD picked, I gotta say, like overall, MSN has got a really good draft here. You got like Juji, Japan. Obviously, MarineLorD, he's got Rus, and he values Rus highly. I've had the option, well, I had the opportunity to play a little bit with the players as well, do some practice games, especially like a lot of players, they want to practice their Rus against civilizations like Juji, for example. And Rus, if you play them just a little bit more defensively than you would against in like a lot of other matchups, there's like this timing 5 minutes after Castle Age for both civilizations where if China or Juji doesn't kill Rus in the next 5 to 6 minutes, Rus is then a lot more favored when it comes to winning the matchup, to a point where I would actually argue that Rus is like one of the best civilizations to pick into China or Juji. Not going to see China today just because they're banned on both sides here. But yeah, Rus definitely like a high-value civilization for MarineLorD overall. He's got his French civilization as well, which we do know he is very proficient with. But just looking at MSN civilization pool, like HRE, Ayyubids, Japan, Juji, definitely some like high-value civilizations there that I think are also playing into his strengths, which is, I think, probably one of the most important factors here.
Yeah, certainly. When you're in a matchup like this against that sort of tough opponent, you want to get comfortable, and I think you want to load it up with.
There's some feedback going on. All right, looks like that has been solved, and we're loading right into our game number 1 now. Dry Arabia here at King of the Rockies. We do have MSN playing as the Ayyubids. He's going to be up against MarineLorD playing as the Byzantines. And what do we have here going on so far? Looks like we do already have 3 villagers gathering stone for the Byzantines. So we'll be seeing a lot of early systems coming in here. Makes a lot of sense, because when you're up against the Ayyubids, chances are you're not going to be facing off against too much aggression early on.
Right, there is that little delay. I mean, they can't get too much going on you, too much out of the gate.
A little bit of a feedback loop, but we do manage to solve that once again. There we go. Right, early on in the game, not a lot going on so far. Players ramping up and ramping up. I think that is one of the words that best describes Byzantines. They do want to ramp up that cistern network, and yeah.
You want to compound those benefits. I mean, you're not off to a super fast start with the Byzantines, but you get your cisterns in place, you start getting that olive oil income.
Yeah.
And if you go unharassed, if you're able to shut down any aggression that comes your way, you turn that right into a victory.
Looks like we managed to fix the feedback loop there. Looks like one of the players had an active microphone there.
Oop.
There we go. Oh, look at that. We're getting the reinforcement wing from MSN here. So not going to be an economic wing growth, not going to be a dervish wing. Instead, he's going to get some free desert raiders here. It's pretty nice to get some like early aggression in without needing to invest into a production building. It's also very nice timing just overall. It roughly equals like 90 resources per minute, which is definitely not bad value-wise that you get like from that landmark. So it's going to be helping him just get some early aggression in. He could follow it up with even more production buildings. Something that I think you should probably do when you're up against the Byzantines, just because like they really do scale the best out of like pretty much all civilizations on one TC. Outside of, I want to say Malians, but that's like asterisk.
That's its own, yeah.
Yeah, asterisk depends on cattle, depends on the cows.
So Grand Winery on the way. Gonna get right down on that berry pack. Reinforcement just a minute away, and yeah, just having those free military units. You're not investing too much of anything into little bits of pressure here and there, little pokes, little jabs, trying to find some sort of weak point, some way to slow down the Byzantines from really, really getting their engines started.
Yeah, all villagers on that Grand Winery, so should also be a very similar timing here compared to the reinforcement wing. We're already going up to Cistern level 4 here now, behind all of those. So MarineLorD, that's going to be an immediate 20% faster gathering speed for all of those villagers. Now, Ayyubids, they can sort of like keep pace with the House of Wisdom. Once you get enough buildings in for that first level, you are going to be getting an additional 10% gather speed on all of your resources, so that's very nice. But of course, like 10% or 20%, up to 26%, there's one clear favorite here, and we do see MSN does respect that. You do not want to let the Byzantines scale forever, and he's going immediately into aggression. We're seeing both a stables and an archer range getting dropped here at the same time. He wants to play this super aggressively, and I think that this is perfect, the perfect choice here to play this. You just want to put on as much aggression as possible before that cistern economy really starts taking off here.
Absolutely, yeah. MarineLorD going for those 4 cisterns. Winery still a few seconds away. You got that first Desert Raider on the way over. Those production buildings are going to finish up soon. You can see a 1 horseman in the queue. That pressure is coming in now. Outposts on the way up for MarineLorD, but MSN's going to see it with his Raider. Get a couple of shots off.
And he is he going to be able to kill that villager? Misclicks onto another villager. You see Akratoy defense coming in, but doesn't really do too much damage against a unit with 5 melee armor. And MSN, he doesn't care about the woodline. What he wants right now is to deny the berries, and deny he will. We do see aeroslits coming in on the outpost, but I don't believe that it's going to be in range to deny MSN from denying those berries. So, yeah, MarineLorD, he's going to have to play this without mercenaries for the foreseeable future, as MSN is immediately following up with the counter to the counter, so to say. We see archers coming in, so Limitani will not work for MarineLorD. He might need to go into a mixed army composition as well. That could definitely delay him a lot when it comes to that mercenary play. I don't see him going out to the berries anytime soon.
Yeah, and MSN really just stepping on the gas here with the military production. Coming in, we'd see a stable on the way right now for MarineLorD here, but those additional military units are going to arrive shortly. Yeah, you can see the arrow slits not able to outrange that Desert Raider that can just scoot a little bit over. Stay safe for the time being.
Yeah, Msn right now, he's just like stretching out his feelers a little bit. He wants to see, okay, what resources are they gathering right now? Has a horseman around the gold vein. Sees, okay, no gold being gathered right now at all. That gives him the information. Okay, my opponent right now, he's gathering only food from the sheep underneath the CC. He's gathering only wood. There is very limited opportunities for him, and he does see the production buildings. We're getting horsemen and Limitani in. That's a pretty solid army composition. Msn himself does not have any spearmen yet. He does have a good amount of Desert Raiders, so will have the debuff against the horsemen. Yeah, MarineLorD, he'll need a lot of military units here in order to just field something even remotely comparable. This is a lot of pressure that he's under right now.
Yep, and the pressure just continues as those units from MSN come around, start torching down the aqueduct, planting themselves on the gold. MarineLorD needing to circle around, get his units back over there. Starting to massive a bit, a couple Limitani coming out, putting some pressure back on MSN, forcing him off of that gold for the time being, but there is a Desert Raider in the mix, able to get an archer shot off, but now MSN cannot contest this, and needs to retreat.
And without healing, any damage that the Desert Raiders take here is going to be permanent, and especially with just this many horsemen. The horsemen, sure, they do get a debuff from the camel armies, but they will still do bonus damage up against the Desert Raiders, so a lot of damage still is going to make its way through to them. MarineLorD, he's been able to start like keeping up with the army count now. We're getting to very, very comparable army sizes here. MSN still just making a lot of horsemen, but Limitani count is still rising, and can never forget, MSN, he's up against Byzantines with Cistern level 4. That also just means that MarineLorD is able to pump out so many units so quickly, and here we go. MarineLorD, he wants to get the outpost up on the berries.
MSN looking to deny a lot of villagers being pulled to the outpost. Those horsemen are going to chase away the Ayyubid horsemen and Desert Raiders. Now Limitani getting in the mix, doing a lot of damage here to the Ayyubids.
The horsemen, it's just not enough here for MSN. His horsemen are getting melted by those Limitani. There just weren't enough archers at this point in time, and I'm not even sure if he really wanted to go into that many archers, because the horsemen just perfectly complementing this army composition here now from MarineLorD, and MSN, he's getting forced all the way back to his base. Sure, he denied MarineLorD of the berries for a long time, but it doesn't really matter, because now he's able to just pull every single villager onto those berries and just vacuum them up insanely quickly. Mercenary contract is coming in now as well. We're going to be seeing some longbowmen here on the field very soon.
MSN being basically forced all the way back. I mean, this is the exact opposite of the position that he wants to be in. He no longer has the pressure down on MarineLorD. MarineLorD able to get enough units to push away MSN, retake the berries, get that economy strong, and MSN in a tricky spot for how to disrupt the Byzantines going forward.
And he's still investing into the horsemen at this point in time. The army composition, it feels a little bit whack, I want to say, at the moment for MSN. Just mass horsemen, and now MarineLorD, he's going to get his third component of the army composition. He's got Limitani, he's got the horsemen, and now he's also going to be able to add the longbowmen. Walls coming up now that he secured this side, and yeah, it's going to be very difficult for MSN to refuel his aggression on that area of the map, as now Cistern level 5 is also going to be coming in.
Going to be very tricky. MSN back out onto the field with a group of horsemen. Going to start looking for any targets, any sort of available vulnerability that MarineLorD currently has. Going to be tricky to find. Let's get the horsemen there to defend. MSN not going to find much under that cistern, not going to be able to do much on that gold mine. Limitani going to keep those horsemen honest.
MarineLorD, he knows that right now he doesn't have to play on the aggressive. He doesn't need to do damage to MSN. He just needs to get onto his own resources, because now that he's finally gotten this little bit of breathing room, it is time for that 5-cistern economy to like fully unleash just its potential here. MSN moving out to the berries now, outpost coming up in order to get vision there, be able to react to anything that could be going on. Might need a second outpost just because you've got 10 villagers out there. One outpost is only going to be able to protect 5 of them. MarineLorD, he doesn't need anything like that because he invested into those walls. Now he's got a very formidable army. There's about to be 5 more longbows out on the field as well, so we'll put him all the way up to 10. And once you reach 10 longbows, you're going to be able to start one-shotting spearmen, you're going to be able to start one-shotting archers. As then he's still trying to look for any potential damage avenues here, but it's just so difficult at this point for him. He's just massing horsemen against a civilization with some of the strongest spearmen in the game.
Yeah, not going to be able to find much of anything, and MarineLorD with those walls really limiting the opportunities that MSN has to find anything. A couple of horsemen from MarineLorD coming in right now, checking out those berries, going to find the army of MSN. Some defenders there keeping the villagers alive. We got pockets of army around for MSN. MarineLorD looking for the angle of engagement.
We get blacksmith upgrades now also coming in for MarineLorD. MSN, he just does not have the breathing room, I want to say, to get them at the moment. He needs to get just so many more archers out in order to compete with the longbowmen that MarineLorD is getting for pretty much free, courtesy of all of that olive oil that the mercenaries just soaked up here from the Byzantines. And now MarineLorD is starting to push out villagers on the berries, about to get taken down. 1 falls, 2 fall, and it's the crucial mass of having 10 longbowmen here, able to one-shot 3 villagers from MSN, able to get himself a very, very nice eco lead here.
Yeah, MSN in a lot of trouble there, being pushed off of the berries. MarineLorD continues to have that strong position. There's got to be an opening that MSN can find. I'm not sure where it is.
He's trying to go for it here. He's got so many horsemen, actually. That's a pretty big mass. And the archers. The thing is, when you have this many horsemen and this many archers as well, you want to activate shield wall. But once you activate shield wall, the spearmen attack so slowly that the horsemen actually don't take that much damage anymore.
MarineLorD able to hold off that attack. Able to force back MSN once again. Back into the base, back on the retreat. MSN looking for little picks here and there.
Blacksmith upgrades now also coming in for MSN, so we'll actually be able to start taking some more favorable engagements here. But MarineLorD, he still has these blacksmith upgrades already in. Down to 4 horsemen, MSN down to just 9. He had like 20 earlier. That's some big losses there. And looking at destruction value at MarineLorD, he's just gotten so much out of it so far. Army value now also firmly in his favor. Scout getting taken down. Now, MSN, it's incredibly difficult for him to take resources out on the map. MarineLorD also reinforcing the outpost out there. He's going to be playing this one very, very safe. MarineLorD with the scout is also going to be able to just get vision on those villagers that were out there on the deer, or rather only just moved out onto the deer, immediately getting denied there. MSN shifting some villagers out to the next deer pack as well.
Trying to find resources somewhere. MarineLorD on the contain move, just sweeping around the perimeter, looking to where MSN could have moved to as those resources on the inside start to dry up. Keeping the pressure on, not going for full attack at this point.
Ooh,
just not letting him get comfortable. Ugh. Desert Raider goes down, just rallied, I think, to the wrong location.
Yeah, and MSN, he's about to suffer a lot of idle time as those military units from MarineLorD make their way over to the other side of his base. That's where all the villagers are on the deer at the moment. And I mean, MarineLorD, he's going to see it through the fog of war that those deer have been taken if he scouted it out. At the same time, Horseman trying to find some villager kills, but Limitani in position loses Horseman instead, unable to take down a single villager. And looking at the resource in MarineLorD's bank at the moment, he is trying to go up to Castle Age behind all of this, has the army value lead, has the eco lead, and now also trying to get the technology lead in. This is looking really precarious for MSN at the moment. Fight is being taken as well. Horseman out there at the front, and Limitani just following suit behind it. Archers trying to take down the Limitani, but the shield wall is just so oppressive. They're taking very, very little damage here. And behind all of that, the longbowmen just merrily sniping away at the archers.
Yeah, MSN just bleeding units at this point. That engagement just did not go his way. MarineLorD able to keep the numbers after that, and now we see the Golden Horn Tower coming down. Play for Castle is on. That'll go up shortly, and
it's going to be quite the hit for MSN once he sees that age-up notification coming in. Accurate toy defense also being deployed here. Horseman just not able to find any raiding opportunities. MarineLorD just playing this one so methodically on the defense, not even moving out, just like no move out at all from him that like is necessary.
Right. Able to keep his units in the right position at the right time. MSN not able to take a single villager off of him at this point. He's been trying. There's been raids here and there, but nothing has paid off in terms of dead villagers. Golden Horn Tower and Castle Age is just a few more seconds away.
And MSN, it's his last real opportunity here. He's just massing mass archers non-stop. The H-up is coming in, but MarineLorD, he's already got so many resources. He can just start producing cataphracts now as well. We're going to be seeing the upgrade on the mercenaries coming in, but before that, GG gets called. MarineLorD able to take game number 1 here up against MSN.
Yeah, well played MSN at the start. Looking to put that pressure on, looking to deny those berries, stop the Byzantine engine from turning on, from MarineLorD taking the game away. But MarineLorD's so good. He knew that right time, knew, okay, I'm going to drop back, just mass up a handful of units, and know the exact right time to move out, force MSN back, and just open up his own economy.
Yeah, MSN, he went for a really rough army composition when it comes to micro as well. Like, going for the archers and the cavalry up against spearmen and horsemen. It's a very difficult one to micro, just because the Limitane, once they do get close, they just counter out cavalry so effectively, and the shield wall, just a very, very effective tool to soak up damage from the early archers there. You really need a lot of archers if you want to penetrate through that spear wall. And yeah, in the end, it looked so easy for MarineLorD. Like, he really does make it look easy. We're looking at the military value lead here, and MSN, he did have the military value lead time and time again. It's just that the units from MarineLorD, they're just stronger.
Yeah, able to get those value trades, able to get those Limitani where they needed to be, those pockets of units. It felt like he always had the exact number of units in the exact right place every time MSN was coming around to try to do some damage to him.
Really goes to show the value of the experience there from MarineLorD, really just knowing when a fight is really worth taking, when he can win those battles. And yeah, as you mentioned, like, immediately knew when the right time was there underneath the berries. When the pressure came in from MSN, he did not blink and was able to regain control. And once he got control over that area, once he was able to get those mercenaries out and stabilize, it was very difficult for MSN to remass after that. It was really like that one opportunity, that one aggression play that we know MSN for, that all-in play, did not work up against MarineLorD here in game number 1. Next up, though, there's another opportunity.
Yes.
We're going over to Rockies.
Going to Rockies, our map for this tournament, a.k.a. it's a skin on coastal cliffs, I would call it. Subbing out the Rocky Mountains for the water that's normally on coastal cliffs. A smaller little map here, and MarineLorD taking the French, MSN picking Zushi. MarineLorD looking pretty comfortable going into map 2 here.
MarineLorD, he's a very good French player, of course, in more than one ways here. So the French, like, his kind of like home civilization that we've got going on here, and it's going to be a knight-on-knight battle. Mostly feudal age knights against castle age knights for Juji. I don't think we'll be seeing anything but fast castle age from Juji's Legacy. I would be surprised if we saw like some more like feudal age play from MSN here. Obviously, you do want to get pro scouts and maybe some spearmen, but I think it's most importantly that you do also get like that follow-up, just because when you play like these long feudal age games, I feel like French with like that high value knight unit, it's just so difficult to face off against them. They carry over into the castle age. Once that eventual castle age comes in, if you're able to keep those knights alive with the self-healing as well, it's just so much value that's carrying over from feudal age into castle age, and many civilizations struggle with that.
Yeah, that's one of those things, those knights on the field needing to stay alive to provide value in the future, but if you're able to identify the injured ones, get them out of there, take the right engagements with the knights, it's another snowball effect on the military side there for the French.
Indeed, and it's one of those like very dangerous situations as well for the Julius Legacy. It's not as dangerous, I want to say, for the French, because they're not going to be the ones under pressure. They're going to be the ones applying the pressure on Juji. Juji will want to try to go to Castle Age, but once that Castle Age comes in, you gotta have enough resources to produce units the entire way through, and that's something that French really do know how to deny.
Yep, big strength of the French. Big strength of a great French player. MSN in position needs to make the timings work. Needs to hunker down here with Zhu Shi. Get something going.
I do believe that it's right about time now for us to jump into our game number 2. MSN, can he do it? Can he even out this series now in the second game, as MarineLorD did manage to get an early lead on up against him? 1-0 at the moment, and we're moving into Rockies. Actually just zooming through the mountains here into the map, just really going to show the scale of that mountainous wall there that we've got going on. Not just in the game, but also in real life here in Denver, Colorado. We're at the King of the Rockies LAN here, playing on Rockies, and we got our game number 2 right ahead of us, as we have MarineLorD playing as the French here, up against MSN as Juji's Legacy.
Yes, and we've loaded in now. We're taking a look right now. MarineLorD in the yellow.
Early wheelbarrow.
Going early wheelbarrow, yes, as pointed out there. MSN in the red on the other side. Big Rocky Mountains, right, taking up about 1/3 of the map's real estate. Forcing a smaller map here. We got a Meditation Gardens coming out right now for MSN.
Good spot as well. In the back is going to be able to probably also, I want to say, touch the second gold there. It's going to be like 80 resources, 50 gold, 38 food per minute. That's a pretty good meditation gun.
Yeah, not bad at all. And to also be in a pretty well protected position. You can see with the wood lines there, wall off that corner potentially, facing that early pressure from MarineLorD.
Yeah. This is a really good map layout for MSN. This is definitely one that you can, in theory, get a fast Castle Age off the back of it. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see just how much use he can make of that. Looking at the sheep count, looks like MarineLorD did manage to get the lion's share here, but MSN, he's not too far behind. He has 9 sheep on his side, 13 on MarineLorD's side. There's still 3 more somewhere around on the map, I do believe. Yeah, there we go. We actually, look at that. Our overlay there on the minimap, we do have the neutral sheep that are still walking around on the map, so very nice to have that knowledge on where those neutral sheep exactly are. Sometime in the game, players might find those. And I mean, 3 sheep, 600 food. That is...
nothing to sneeze at. It's worth it if you find that.
Yeah.
It's certainly invested into something. Meditation Gardens is completing now. We do see it. There's that other gold in the back there. Yeah, I believe that is in range as it is gearing up its resources per minute.
Lots of value from that one for sure. And now MSN behind this. Looking at the build, it does look indeed like he is going for that fast professional scout play here. Gathering all the correct resources for it, and there we go. Pro Scout has been clicked. Imperial Official is going to be able to supervise that mill, so that one will complete incredibly quickly. It's going to complete like 10 seconds after MarineLorD finishes his feudal age, so yeah, it's a pretty good timing here for him, I would say.
Absolutely. Yeah, that School of Cav is going to hit, and Pro Scouts on the other side. 5 seconds behind, not bad, not bad.
MarineLorD now also immediately going for Pro Scouts, not actually opting for the early night. This is good. Oh my god. MSN, he didn't go for the early barracks, and because MarineLorD didn't go for the early night, this is perfect for MSN. The stars are aligning for his build here right now. He's going to have access to so many deer here early on.
He's in a pretty good spot as this game opens up. It's going to come down to execution, and I'm really excited to see what MSN can do in this one.
Yeah, immediately queues up a ton of scouts. We do have the eventual night in queue now for MarineLorD, but by the time the night arrives, MSN, he's already going to have the entire first deer pack gathered up, and this would usually be the time where the first night arrives from the French. That not being the case, MSN actually even stealing one of the deer away from MarineLorD, a delta of 350 food for him and minus 350 food for MarineLorD. It is, like, just this one deer can make a huge difference as the game goes on.
And you can see MarineLorD opening with an archery range. And there is a barracks. Okay, so the barracks has been dropped at this point. But those deer continue to come in for MSN. Able to sneak another one away from that side. MarineLorD just waiting for pro scouts to come in on his own. Starting to take that deer pack. Yeah, one knight on the field. Going to defend those scouts as they take the deer home.
We now already have the archers coming in for MarineLorD, but this is one where MSN just uses legacy with the supervision, of course. He is going to be the pace setter when it comes to military size. He can very quickly scale into like 5 additional horsemen, and then he's going to be able to easily deal with the archers as well. It's always something where you have to pay constant attention to the army balance, the unit balance of your opponent, because knights and archers are just a lot easier to micro, I want to say, compared to horsemen and spearmen, because you do want to, like, with the pathing, there's always like these rocks being thrown in your way when it comes to, okay, I want to attack this unit, I want to attack this unit with that unit. Archers, they don't have that kind of issue because they attack from range, so it's very easy to decide what unit you want to attack with them.
Take the group, right click, go from there. We did see some spears starting to gather near that deer pack for MSN, as MarineLorD is looking to steal one of his own from MSN's side here.
And right now, just massing up more and more units, getting the knight mass up. Already has that second stable added in at this point in time, so knight production is going to start to really ramp up here. Only a single archer range, so this is the point where if MSN has that information, he would know, okay, I need a lot more spearmen than I need horsemen for this one.
And a lot of those spearmen are hanging out at that deer pack. Looking on the minimap now for those yellow dots of MarineLorD. Seeing where those knights are about to converge.
Those are horsemen inside the TC. MSN likes to do that a lot, where he hides the horsemen inside the TC in order to not give the information away that he is massing them.
Well, MSN plays hide the horsemen. MarineLorD comes in with a couple of knights, but the spears are in place right now. MarineLorD's going to have to get out of there with those knights. Still collecting deer on both sides. MarineLorD with a handful of archers, a couple of knights at home. They look like they're getting activated right now. Maybe to start putting some pressure on MSN.
There was a villager out on the front line, so MSN having to pay attention to that. MarineLorD not jumping on that one with those knights. Right now, MSN, he is massing up units. Ooh, and MarineLorD even taking down the boar here relatively close to his own base, so we'll eventually be able to send some villagers out there, and that's just a perfect food source there. 2,200 food on that one.
Right near a lot of other resources, too.
Yeah, roughly equivalent to
defend
6
that,
deer.
you get a lot for your value here. Those scouts that MSN has see MarineLorD's army. They're not going to be able to pick up any deer here. MSN turning around, running back home with 2 of them. Knows that some pressure could be on the way.
He's also adding some Jugunu now, so he is getting that full tri composition here on his side. 8 archers, 8 knights, so still very much focusing on the knight play here. And MSN, he doesn't actually have enough spearmen to take this fight. Oh, MarineLorD, he's starting to take this fight. The horsemen, they're still inside the TC, not taken out yet. Able to take down a knight there, not a bad trade.
Good pickup there. Horsemen doing their job.
And now the horsemen
some arrows. They've been revealed. They're giving chase. MarineLorD circling around.
He doesn't know about the horsemen yet. This is the moment where MSN, he could... Yeah, this is where he's going to surround the army, or is he going to go straight to the base of MarineLorD? Looks like he's going to go straight to the base of MarineLorD. Actually, MarineLord's going to show his army on the gold from MSN. No, he didn't go that far, so... Yeah, MSN, he's just going straight over to MarineLord's base in order to try and do some damage now that he's gotten those mass horsemen out. Wait, is that the moment where MarineLord's moving out as well with the villagers? It is!
It is!
The perfect opportunity to play. Now coming in, the horsemen trying to get us surrounded on those villagers. Wheelbarrow, of course, did complete for MarineLorD, so the villagers are moving extra fast. Jumping inside the TC now. Is any going down? One villager, 2 villagers did go down.
Horsemen finding some value there. There's an engagement, though. It appears in the middle of the map. Seems like MarineLorD was able to get the reinforcements. Those spears not turning around, taking a lot of damage, and MSN cannot take this fight.
Yeah, they just died so quickly to those archers. MSN just suddenly losing so much value. We can see in the destruction value there. MarineLorD over 1,000 more resources destroyed compared to MSN. Now, sure, MSN, he got like 2 villager kills, but can't forget, this is still friendship we're speaking about at this point in time. MarineLorD still has the overall economy lead by 3. But he did push him off the board, and that's some idle time there at the very least. And now MarineLorD knows, okay, this game is going to stick around in Feudal Age for a little bit longer, so does invest into a blacksmith now.
MSN still looking content to play in this Feudal. Got a blacksmith of his own, getting the dolly horses. Gonna buff up those horsemen.
He needs so many more spearmen. He's adding in a second barracks at this point in time, but the barracks is just a little bit too far forward. Oh man, it's gonna be so difficult for him to produce from that as MarineLorD now with 14 knights is charging in. No blacksmith upgrades though, so MarineLorD probably doesn't want to charge in against the Jugunu, which do already have the pierce. Actually, no, it doesn't have the pierce damage. It only has pierce armor.
Those knights are going to head away for the time being. MSN does have a couple of horsemen ready to raid on the other side of the map. MarineLorD, though, moving back to the center. MSN with a bunch of horsemen, though, in no man's land. They're going to eat some knight charges,
no.
And that is an unfortunate loss for MSN.
Yeah, especially like MarineLorD, he's not even actively producing any more archers at this point in time. It's just mass knights, and MSN, he cannot keep up in the spearman count. In theory, he's got the food for it, but just not the wood. He's still also making horsemen. He's trying to go for raids, but MarineLorD is just not letting him at all. We talked about this, right? Like this non-stop aggression from MSN, but MarineLorD is saying no to his aggression. He is just keeping up at all times here with the unit positioning from MSN, and yeah, it's just so rough for him to find any value here with these raid attempts.
We're doing such a good job of just cutting off any avenue that MSN can use to get to the other side of the map.
20 knights against 17 spearmen at this point in time. MSN, he just cannot field enough of them against this. We do still have a good amount of Jugunu there as well, and the Jugunu, in theory, should be able to just deal with the archers with relative ease. It's a knight count, and oh, the deer are running out. MSN, he's gonna have to move out to the berries now.
This does not feel good. Those berries so far exposed out in front. MarineLorD looking to change up his positioning here. MSN with an attempt on a raid on the berries of MarineLorD, but not getting too much out of there.
He's about to cut off some of the military here from MarineLorD potentially. Not quite. It's still just a matter of numbers here. MSN 23 to 24 spearman to knight ratio. The army value is just absolutely off the charts here for MarineLorD. Some horsemen do connect to the archers. And this is where MarineLorD is going to start going for his micro, which he's so famous for. Spearmen do connect, but it's just nowhere near enough spearmen. The knights just enveloping everything. Jugunu trying to focus down the archers behind it all, but the front line is just evaporating pretty much in an instant here.
Not much left for MSN into that, and he's aware he taps out, and game 2 is going to MarineLorD.
Oh man, the non-stop aggression here from MSN, and we did mention it. MarineLorD, he is that brick wall that is so difficult to just ram through, and MSN, he's really finding his match here in this one, and I mean, there's a reason why we call MarineLorD the number 1.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Where's the point of attack? MarineLorD just kept all the doors closed. He had his military moving back and forth across the map. Every time MSN came out there, tried to get something going, it was just shut down basically before he could cross the halfway mark of the map. It was a good little raid earlier where he was able to pick up a couple of vills, but all the reinforcements behind that were caught out by MarineLorD, and that was mopped up, wiped up, and MarineLorD was in the army lead after that point and rode that to the end of the game.
Yeah. Now it's up to MSN to once again choose the map here. He does still have Knights Templar available to him, so I would assume that this is most likely going to be with Frisian Marshes, just because Frisian Marshes does favor Knights Templar quite a bit when it comes to the docking opportunities there on the small points. We do have the stats here from that last game, and man, military value lead. Those knights definitely did carry their weight there. I think we went like all the way up to almost 30 knights there at the end, and man, that's
pretty insane.
That's a great number to have when it comes to knights, and just like 13 archers, MarineLorD, he really realized that MSN just leaned a little bit too heavily into those horsemen. It was like, hey, you're making mass horsemen? I'm just not going to stop making knights.
Yep. These horsemen can do nothing to me at this point. Yeah. You know, MarineLorD taking that, cutting off the reinforcements. You can see the first time that the military value goes to his favor and just does not let up after that.
And MarineLorD, he's just such a great player when it comes to being able to just follow his opponent's army movement with his scout. Like, he always realized, okay, MSN, the horsemen are there, and the knights, of course, they do have that lower movement speed, so you need to make use of the information of where they are all the more when you're dealing with these raid attempts. And MarineLorD just always there with the knights when MSN try to move out, try to do damage, and yeah, in the end, netting MarineLorD that 2-0 so far. But this is a best of 5, and there's still the opportunity for MSN to take some games of MarineLorD here in this one, as we're going to be moving over to our game number 3. I'm not quite sure yet what map that is going to be, but I do think like Frisian makes a lot of sense here to me, considering MSN's remaining draft.
Yeah, when you have KT in your back pocket, you got Frisian as an available map. You'd certainly bring that out.
Knowing MarineLorD, I think Ottomans, like he had Ottomans in his draft, and like you do have the discount on the docks there as well, so you can kind of like mirror the dock play from Knights Templar, where they have like really great wood income, but you pay less for the dock, so you're able to keep up that way. And actually, it is going to be Knights Templar versus the Ottomans here on Frisian Marshes, so we do have that matchup coming in here in game number 5. Game number 3, I'm sorry. Moving a little bit too far ahead here.
Be pretty excited if this one went to 5. Still a chance for it to.
Knights Templar are pretty good.
Yeah, very strong on this map. One of the oldest tournament maps that I can remember, Frisian Marshes.
Yeah, Frisian Marshes definitely, like, I believe it was from Ethne, so it's been introduced quite a while ago, and yeah, we do have that nice little flying in camera here at the moment as we're moving over to our game number 3 on Frisian Marshes. Ottomans versus Knights Templar, and I do hear some burning sound there, so looks like we might potentially have some Dark Age aggression going on, I do believe. And yeah, looking at it here, MSN is under fire from the Ottomans actually here. MarineLorD, he went for the Dark Age barracks instead of the military school, but MSN does already have enough gold in the bank to be able to hit that that feudal age timing, and Kingdom of France is going to be his choice here for the commandery, and it's only going to be a minute until that comes in.
Yeah, dealing with the pressure early, not letting those 2 spears get to him, able to get up. MarineLorD is starting the docks of his own on that first pawn there. Got 1 dock down already. Start to add more as the game continues on. MSN for the moment, I don't see any red dots on that pawn for Knights Templar. Just the scouts moving through the map there, trying to grab as many sheep as they can.
Yeah, overall, MarineLorD able to just get the slight lead there when it comes to the sheep, and already starting, of course, with that dock play. Already going for his second dock from the looks of it. So MSN, is he just going to go for his own docks? He does have a lot of wood in the bank. Obviously, it's difficult to move out immediately, as there's still a threat from the spearmen that MarineLorD has out on the field. MarineLorD only just now moving out 2 gold. We do have the first archer range now coming up.
I wouldn't be surprised if MSN is just focused on a play style that is very military-oriented. Something to push back MarineLorD.
He does see the dock. He does see the fishing ships there as well, and at this point in time, MarineLorD already has a good economy lead. Of course, Knights Templar do pause villager production as they do age up. Don't see any pilgrims coming out yet. I think that's something that you definitely do want to get relatively early here in this one. It's just passive gold income that way when the spearmen are being forced back can be quite important. But MSN actually just going for his own dock play now on a little bit of a delay. Never forget that Knights Templar, their wood income, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Not bad, I'd say.
Yeah, like looking at it, he's got 9 villagers on wood, gathering like over 400 wood per minute. MarineLorD's got like 1 less, and he's gathering like a solid over 100 less wood per minute.
Pretty crazy.
Yes, it's decent. We're going to say that it's decent.
Yeah.
It makes up for
above
other
average
weaknesses that Knights Templar have. It's just such a perfect economy to mass archers up with, because you're also just getting a little bit of food trickle in there when you're gathering wood, so it's all the resource that you want for archers. MSN here already in the stable, of course, with the French commandery. He's gonna be able to make some chevalier, some worse knights. They're still
Pseudo
knights.
knights.
Yeah, they're like
knights.
horseman-ish knights. They only have like 2 armor, but they also have melee armor. They do their charge. I like the mechanic they got where they actually gain health depending on like how many other knights are there. So for every knight they have like plus 1 HP. Maybe it would be cool if there's a tech to increase the health to like 2 or something like that. Make it even more meaningful.
Bolster up your brotherhood there.
Archers moving forward now. MarineLorD is aging up behind this with the Twin Minaret Madras. 7 villagers on that. He can afford like idling out so many villagers for that age up, just because he already has like so many other economy sources, right? Like this is going to be the 4th dock now that he's building up here. He's already on 6 fishing ships at this point in time. MSN behind this, he's just got a 2nd dock up, and he's going to continue building up more of them. Tries to scale with MarineLorD here, but yeah, I mean, definitely MarineLorD just having the benefit here when it comes to the pacing, as he went for these docks very, very early on.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough hill to climb to get that economy back on par here. MarineLorD reaching the feudal at this point. Now MSN's in a position, can't quite compete on economy level so far, but the first Chevalier on its way over through the stealth force in the middle of the map. Looking for some initial targets. Woodville's a little far forward. We'll see the response from MarineLorD shortly.
Emerson still hasn't gone for the Pilgrims yet, so that's kind of something I'm wondering. Like he's got the map control in theory, and that's something that you do want, especially when you are going to be going for those Chevaliers, as they do cost a good amount of gold still, and the upgrade comes in so quickly. 10 seconds. The first one also isn't that expensive either. It's just very good to have that passive gold income ticking for you behind it all. But I think right now he's just more worried about like keeping up with the fishing ships from his opponent, right? Like it is still a good amount of wood that you're investing into that, and he thinks, okay, I need the wood at another place here. So that's why he is going for something else. And MarineLorD now starting to mass up the Sapai behind us. We don't have a single military school yet from him. So it's just going to be normal Sapai, no freebies here. Double stable out already.
And that Sapai's on the field. Chevalier looking for targets. Not committing to it.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the stats, right? Like 2 Sapai can easily deal with one of these Chevaliers without even like breaking out too much of a sweat. So you really need to have like 2/3 the numbers, I want to say, of Chevalier against the Sapai in order to take good trades. And even then, MarineLorD, he's got the opportunity, the ability to go for the Imam Vizier point, and once you get that in, just having the ability to heal up your Sapai after the like small skirmishes, you can really retain a lot of value on this very high value horseman unit.
Yeah, really shut down what your opponent can do to you. Just heal it back up on the Sapai. MarineLorD committing to it. 2 more in the queue. MSN adding spears of his own, still continuing to pick up docks where he can.
Still seeing more archers. I do love the play here from MSN, adding in spearmen early on down the line. Just because right now with these spearmen, he actually has a great timing to start aggression towards those docks. It's always something that's very difficult to judge, and we can see that right now he isn't actually moving out. I think he just thinks that he himself might have invested just so much into these stocks that he doesn't have a timing to aggress behind this, but we do actually have some pickoffs here, at least some spearman hits connecting on the units from MarineLorD. Is he getting that scout down? Oh, scout barely survives.
Scoot out of there. Barely any HP. The Sapai at home.
7 Sapai now. That's already a lot. This horseman unit does cost a premium penny, and yeah, it's a unit that just becomes very dangerous in mass as well, courtesy of just their bonus range. That means that you're able to attack basically from a second row of units in a skirmish there. Having more units attack at the same time, that's more DPS for you.
Absolutely. More reach lets you have better positioning. We see all these blueprints for docks. MSN continuing to expand down. Same thing with MarineLorD. He's going to be down to like only 1 pond, not claimed quite yet. Take a look. More Sipahi on the way for MarineLorD. MSN, just a little bit of everything. Continuing to make those spears, those archers, those chevaliers. Looking to find a way to best leverage them. MSN coming in again.
Is MarineLorD going to react in time? The Chevalier are going to start the charge. MarineLorD not reacting in time. First Villager is going to go down. An idle time cost on the gold here. Chevaliers are going to be able to make it out as well without taking too much damage on the follow-up from the Spearman there. And now MSN also gets some great value information there on what the army is looking like at the moment. Oh, there's a scout with the army. He is going to find that villager and has been putting up those stocks. And that villager is going to get terminated here.
No hope for that villager. Torches are out on the dock.
He won't be back.
Absolutely not. MSN still poking, still prodding, still looking for a place for those chevaliers to engage.
Imam Vizier point has been chosen now at this point as well, so MarineLorD able to heal up his army inside of his base. MarineLorD also trying to start torching down some dogs. The Chevalier is still trying to find some damage here and there. Not able to find too much though. Have to be careful. They can't really go for these engagements as the Spearmen are still there, and like exchanging charges is also not worthwhile, as the Imams are just going to heal all the damage up that doesn't result in a unit killed.
And so he's going to park those Chevalier right in the middle of the stealth force for the time being. But MarineLorD feeling confident, starting to move out with his army. Going to go take the long way around, maybe check those sacred sites, see if there are pilgrims out there.
MSN, he's heavily committing to the Chevalier play at this point in time. 12 villagers on gold, still hasn't gone for the pilgrim point at all. I feel like the pilgrim point at this point could have definitely paid off for itself and then some. But it's always something where it's like, okay, there are Sipahi. MarineLorD has the ability to deny you. And who are you to deny MarineLorD from denying you?
Exactly. Sipahi going to push into MSN's base now. Those Chevaliers are in trouble.
Oh, he just took down like 3 Chevaliers there with ease. And man, these Sipahi, they're a brutal unit to be up against.
MSN still not finding the answer there, still not able to keep those units alive. Still going with the spears, archers, and Chevalier. And MarineLorD still heavy on Sipahi.
The army value is looking good for MSN. He just hasn't been able to take any great engagements here behind this, though. MarineLorD, he's been also scaling with the fishing ships more and more. He's almost 10 economy units ahead of MSN now at this point in the game. But currently, the army value definitely still on MSN's side. If he can just manifest and maybe pick off some of the fishing ships now at this point in time, or push onto the gold yet again. Fight is getting taken here. It's in the stealth forest though. MSN, he doesn't have that much information. The Spearmen do fight at the front line here. Sipahi coming in now though. Meteor is there as well. The fight is being taken. Who's being favored here? Do have the extra Pierce armor coming in from the Meteor. MSN, is he doing it? It looks like he's pushing him
taking
back.
an advantage here.
Oh, but the front line's disappearing.
The spear count is dwindling. And for a second there, looking promising for MSN, but he's going to have to retreat at this point.
One of the Imams did go down, but one is still remaining. That means the army is still going to get healed back up to full for MarineLorD. At the end of the day, MarineLorD, he still has 20 Sipahi left. That is such a disgusting amount, and they're all going to get healed up back to full for the next engagement to come.
And I feel like that engagement might be coming sometime soon here with the military numbers advantage that MarineLorD has.
MarineLorD also isn't just suddenly like pulling 10 more villages over to gold, so it's not like he's trying to just go to Castle Age behind this. He is very much comfortable with playing this one out in the Feudal Age. He knows that he has no need to go to Castle Age. He's got this Sipahi mass, and if you got like, when we're looking at the army or like the unit type that the players have the most of, right now for MSN it's archers, for MarineLorD it's Sipahi. That is a great matchup for MarineLorD.
Absolutely, big mismatch there. Well, he is moving forward with that big army of Sipahi, making his way to the other side. MSN looking for little raids here and there, but the bulk of that army is about to be on his doorstep.
About to catch the Chevalier as well, as they're going to be returning. MSN, he sees the army now. Oh no, Amazon had
Yes.
that's such a frightening army as well. The spearmen don't stand a chance, just too few there, all from Sapahi, just diving past onto the archers now. They know that they can take the fight, and they're going for it. Fortitude not yet activated, but it's coming in now. Fortitude activated, they suddenly attacking rapid fire. The archers just dwindling. We were at 30, now down to 17. No more Chevalier remaining, and GG comes in. MarineLorD in a clean fashion, able to win against MSN 3-0.
MSN putting up a fight, but MarineLorD shutting it down, 3-0. Moving on to the next round here. You know, MSN had those moments where there were points in the game where he was looking good, but against MarineLorD, I mean, playing so clean, so perfect with his positioning.
Very slight cues that players are reacting to when it comes to the army composition, and we can kind of like tell, like, hey, MarineLorD, he reacted perfectly every single time he saw the army from MSN. He was like, oh, okay, you're making more of that unit, I'll make more of this unit. MSN, he was very much focused on the one, like, style army composition. He didn't really adapt as much as MarineLorD did, and we did ultimately kind of see that culminating in just this mass swarm of Sapahi that just didn't get respected enough. Not enough counter units out there from MSN, and in the end, once you have like 20 plus Sapahi swarming your archers, there's just no way back.
Yeah, not at all. Losing all those spears in the fight before that, and then Spy were free and clear to move into MSN's base and close this one out.
All right, and that means that we do have this set accounted for at the moment. Players just discussing how the game went afterwards.
And maybe we'll get a word as well. I think MarineLorD will be making his way over here shortly, and I will be handing over my headset to him, letting him tell us about how he felt about that series.
All right.
Well, he's coming over now. I see him.
Yeah, and players are like MSN. It was a good performance overall when came to the game, but MarineLorD, he's just got that experience in, right? And I believe that now it's also time to talk a little bit with the man himself. So we're going to be welcoming MarineLorD here in the cast booth in just a second. And yeah, we'll hear it from the champion himself.
All right, and I'll hand it off to him.
All right, MarineLorD, congratulations on your victory. That also means that you're going to be, it's another game, like another set on the clean record so far, right? Like, yeah. Did you even like lose a game during the qualifiers?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm quite sure as well that you didn't lose a game during the qualifiers so far. So, so far the record is still completely unbroken, 3-0 here so far. How are you feeling in the first game though? Because like MSN, we know him for his aggression, right? Yeah. Like you definitely felt that immediately in the first game. Like he went ham on you there. Were you worried at all? Like we saw the first outpost coming up and not being able to get the berries back. What was your thought process at that moment in time?
I mean, I know that if he goes eco wing, he's gonna get a better economy. I mean, he went military wing, right? But I mean, if you went economy wing and pressures like that, I still know I can hold even if I don't get berries. So knowing you went military wing, I was pretty confident I would just hold pretty easily. But I think it was maybe a slight mistake to build my base like that, like with the aqueduct blocking the wood.
Yeah.
At some point I was like, maybe that's not the best idea, especially because he's super aggressive, right? So maybe against people or WAM, they won't do any attack. So like, I don't care. But against him, it was not the smartest move, I guess. But I still felt confident. Like I go for fast 5 cistern or 4 cistern in this case because I wanted to play it safe. And then my economy is just so strong. So
the defense play was absolutely great there. Just like knowing that you've got the I want to say like the priority to be safe inside of your own base behind all of those cisterns.
Yep.
And it was a pretty aggressive push there at the beginning. We were like actually like thinking about, okay, it looked for a second like MSN would be able to hold that position. But the Limitani Horseman composition just proving a little bit too good there up against what MSN had at the moment. And from there on out, I think it was easy going for you. The second game, was a little bit odd, I want to say. Like, we had Juji versus French, and you just massed up so many knights. Was it something where you saw, okay, he's just not respecting the knights enough with spearmen, and you were like, okay, I can just mass more and more knights, or was it something that you just in general like to do against Juji?
It's just French, to be fair. Like, you just go feudal and mass knights most of the time. And
if it works, it works.
yeah, I mean, it's the only way to play this even. It's actually pretty good. And I think the matchup is pretty close, which is good for me because it was one of my last pick, and it was his first pick. So I'm not sure. Like, I think it's pretty much maybe 55% for Zushi, but it's super close, right? So like, if I just play well, I'm just gonna win. Even he got a great spawn with like the meditation garden. I was a little bit scared of that because 50 gold is quite a lot. So I was like, maybe can I age up at some point without gathering too much gold, and that could be scary. So I was considering that, but I saw like he was producing so many units, and also he is MSN, so I was expecting him to produce all the time so many units. So yeah, it went pretty easy this game, I think.
Last game, you went for Ottomans against Knights Templar. We know that you're like one of the main players that like actually values Ottoman as a pretty high value civilization overall. Is it? I'm just gonna guess it's mostly just down to the Sipahi.
Yeah, Sipahi for sure. Sipahi, Meter obviously, Meter combination, and yeah, Sipahi are insane. I mean, like it's what they have in the sea, right? It's literally only Sipahi. Just like HRE is only economy, right? For them, it's only Sipahi.
That's the civilization right there,
Yeah.
Sipahi. That's the end of statement.
Yeah.
But do you think like Ottomans is like better in that matchup up against Knights Templar? Because obviously like he didn't ban Knights Templar immediately, so actually it came like in very late as well.
Yeah. I think it's pretty close. Like, I'm not sure 100% because we didn't have time too much to practice with this format. In the last tournament, obviously, we had Holy Island and Archipelago, so it was always Knight Templar banned. So we didn't practice Knight Templar on any other maps. I think Knight Templar is very strong, but I was not too worried. I think it's a pretty close matchup, and like, but yeah, it was still a good third ban, I think, from him. Like Malians or Knight Templar, it's pretty close, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got such a good draft, I think, and for the rest of the matchups I would get, I think I will be pretty happy with it.
Yeah, it was interesting. At the beginning, when I saw the draft, I was like, okay, this is actually not that bad for MSN, just like knowing his preferred civilizations. Like, he had his preferred civilizations there. But the matchups, of course, did eventually like go your way in the end. So once again, congratulations, MarineLorD. And we'll be seeing more of you even today, I do believe, as we do have more sets of you coming in today. The winners, they're getting, you know, a little bit punished, but also a little bit rewarded because they won't have to play tomorrow. But you'll have to play more today, so we'll be seeing more of you later today.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, see you then.
See you later.
All right, and now as our players are setting up the next set, that is going to be Valdemar versus Louis MT. We're going to be taking just the shortest of breaks. Also, a small reminder to also look up the match arena. We're trying to push this event to S tier, so you can contribute there in order to help us reach that milestone. All the contributions are going to be going to the prize pool in order to reach that S tier tournament marker. So thank you guys so much for your support. We'll be taking a short break, and we'll be back in just a little bit with Louis MT up against Valdemar. See you in a bit.